Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review the new hybrid documentary film, Pavements. And this film is from writer-director Alex Ross Perry, who has previously worked on other films centered around music, like Her Smell, that focused on a rock star whose life is spiraling, because, we've seen that story before. And here we're tackling the story of the American indie band Pavement, which had its moments in like the 90s on MTV. And here it's exploring the band through a variety of interesting different kinds of avenues. Now, generally, Perry tackles this film with, pretty standard documentary biopic affair, with interviews and getting to hear from the band members and others who have been influenced by the band, or, all of these kinds of things where it's informative. That's what you expect out of a music documentary, and those elements are straightforward, accessible, and easy to process. Now, where Perry goes in a different direction is adding in a few different types of layers. You have this pseudo biopic kind of faux movie that they're creating of Pavement, and you have the likes of Joe Keery, you have the likes of Zoe Lister-Jones, Jason Schwartzman. Some really great casting choices, bringing a lot of personality as they act out these different sequences that are meant to provide depth and perspective on Pavement as a band. And each of these individuals in the band, we learn more about each of them, like Stephen Malkmus, who is, the front man of this band, and getting to spend that time not only through the standard documentary storytelling, but through this, fake biopic that they're creating, acting out like screen split. And you have them going on like archival footage, and then them acting out this footage as well. And it's very meta because it goes through the process of talking to some of these actors about taking on this role. But that's not just it. Perry goes a step further and adds a couple other layers, like incorporating this stage musical based off of Pavement, which seems like a really fun, engaging, and interesting experience, but we only dabble. We intermittently go back to this performance, and in a similar way it's leveraged to add depth to the band's experience. And then, of course, I think one of the biggest strengths you can do in a music documentary is have them perform, and they have really good archival footage of the band, whether it's now or older, performing their music, and feel like through their music is when we really get to understand a band, and this is part concert film as well. The issue is, over 2 hours and 8 minutes, this is way too much to try to process, provide depth, and explore in a meaningful way. Obviously, the informative, standard documentary storytelling elements are the foundation. This fake movie certainly gets much more of a focus, and probably was just enough. But throwing in the concert documentary, the concert film elements, throwing in this stage musical element, these parallels, it's just too much for Perry to tackle and feel like all of these are meaningful in the same kind of way. I think it gets bogged down. Lesser is more in this particular situation, but Pavements is able to accomplish enough through Perry's directorial effort to inject that passion and add depth and offer something meaningful, especially for, us normies who have no idea about Pavement, which I had never heard of this band before, and being able to explore their legacy and get something meaningful out of the experience. But those are my thoughts on Pavements. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.